Video link. Matthew Offord.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, can I start by highlighting my chairmanship of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka's relationship with the rest of the world has been strongly shaped since the end of the conflict by allegations that the army committed war crimes and crimes against humanity during the final phase of the civil war. A UN panel of experts reported in April 2011 that there were credible allegations of those crimes by both government and Tamil Tiger forces. It remains my opinion that both sides were at fault. However, I do regret the government of Sri Lanka's decision to withdraw support for the UNHCR Resolution 30/1 and note that previous domestic initiatives have failed to deliver meaningful accountability. Therefore, I urge the Sri Lankan government to engage in a process that has the confidence of all on the island. But it would be remiss to state that the current Sri Lankan government has failed to act. The Office of Missing Persons and the Office for Reparations are to be retained and strengthened so that communities may build trust. It will be good to see reform of the Prevention of Terrorism Act and progress on the release of political prisoners too. We must act as a critical friend to the country. We need to help to strengthen democratic institutions, and we must trust Sri Lanka to develop their own judicial and non-judicial mechanisms. Since the end of the conflict, reconciliation has occurred between Sinhala, Tamil, and Muslim communities. People are able to live wherever they wish. They benefit from state resources such as free education and health services. Private land that was occupied by the military has been returned, and former conflict areas have been demined with assistance from the United Kingdom. And over 12,000 ex-LTTE cadres have been rehabilitated. And there is a greater connectivity throughout the island and indeed globally, all of which have transformed the business sector and the lives of everyone in the country. But we should remember that resolution and accountability are not a panacea to address underlying tensions. Questions about how to address the legacy of the Sri Lankan conflict, what kind of justice is attainable, how should the victims of violations be treated in the process, what might punishment look like, and how can justice play a constructive role in forging a lasting peace must all be answered. Draft legislation for a Truth and Reconciliation Commission had been prepared under the previous Sri Lankan government, and this is an area which could be revisited. If it gains universal support in Sri Lanka, then truth-seeking amongst all stakeholders, including the diaspora in many of our communities and constituencies, could make a lasting difference. When these issues have been resolved, then a sustainable and acceptable peace will endure. And given the goodwill between our two countries, the United Kingdom and Sri Lanka, I asked the Minister, how can the UK help to facilitate a TRC mechanism that's unique to the needs of Sri Lanka? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.